You guys already knew this video was coming, so don't even try to act surprised. Today we are finally going to be talking about all the negatives that is going on in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And let me tell you, there is a hefty amount of negatives right now for me. It's very hard for me to, for some reason, enjoy this game in the traditional 6v6 or 10v10 lobbies. Ground War is awesome, don't get me wrong. And I don't really try too hard in Ground War. I guess that's why I enjoy it so much. I kind of just mess around and just try to enjoy myself in Ground War since it's not very serious. It's mostly just chaotic, just a chaotic mess, I guess you could say. But 6v6 and 10v10 are more traditional styled Call of Duty game modes. Not 10v10, but you know, now it's called 10v10. That would be like the old school Ground War that you would see back in like Modern Warfare 2. But something is off with the flow of this game, and I've been trying out so many different techniques, and I just can't figure out what's going on. Now, the gunplay is spot on. I love how the weapons feel. I love how they look. I love how they sound. I love the customization. I love the engagements when you actually do get into a one-on-one gunfight. But I constantly find myself in situations where I don't even want to move. I would prefer to just sit in one area because you get penalized. It's a consequence for wanting to roam around the map, for wanting to change your position. And you guys know me. You know that I play strategically, you know I think ahead, and I think of my next moves. But for some reason in this game, no matter how far ahead I think of my next play, there is always going to be someone just sitting on a head glitch, or sitting in some random dark corner that you would never see, and they are going to gun you down. Now, just the other day, I gave you guys my tips for becoming better at the game and also playing more aggressively. Now, yes, those tips will work for helping you play a little bit more aggressive when it comes to Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but at the end of the day, no amount of tips can help you against the cheese that is just the total camp fest called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So I just came up with a little list of a few things that I think that should be changed hopefully in the near future, to quicken up the pace a bit. Now, of course, I'm not looking for a Black Ops 4 style, but literally, people are not moving from their spawns, and this is happening almost every single game. Free-for-all lobbies are not finishing. People could barely even get the 30 kill limit. TDM lobbies, domination lobbies, none of them are even finishing. The time limit is being run completely out for each and every one of these games. Now, even though that's not for all of them, obviously, there are going to be games that are completed. But in a domination game that just completely ran through, you know, your team, let's say your team won or they lost. It doesn't even matter, really. The top player in a domination match in Call of Duty Modern Warfare might even just have 15 kills. That's kind of ridiculous because in past titles, even in the slowest Call of Duty titles, you could easily see a 30 or 40 bomb without even trying. But the first thing I want to see is the minimap turning back to normal and having the red dots show up when you shoot an unsilenced weapon. Now, at first, I really enjoyed the fact that you didn't show up on the minimap. I thought that was a pretty cool feature. But then as times changed and more people got their hands on this game, camping is a massive issue. Now, if the map design was a little bit different or people were a little bit more aggressive, I would like how the minimap is at the moment. But in its current state, people are not moving. And I think it's because the minimap isn't allowing them to see red dots so they can either chase them, or for players like me, I can pinpoint where those people are camping. Now, if someone's camping in a dark corner and they shoot an unsilenced weapon, I'm going to see that on the minimap, and I will want to push that area. It'll help me navigate the map a little bit better. Number 2 is Ghost. Ghost must be changed. Hands down. I don't care what they think. I don't care what Infinity Ward has to say about this. Ghost must be changed. It has to be made so it's only active when you are moving. I do not agree with the fact that they are allowing people to camp in these buildings or camp in the back of the map while using Ghost, and you're pretty much impossible to get. You'll never be scanned on the minimap unless your team gets an advanced UAV. The spawns also need to be fixed still just a little bit more on some of these maps. Now, not all the maps need to be messed around with, but just some of them need a little adjusting. Because a lot of the times when you get into a spawn situation, your spawns go so far back that eventually it gets to a point where they never flip. There's no middle spawns, there's no side spawns. Literally, you just spawn either on one side of the map or the other side of the map. And if the enemy team continues to push you back in your spawn, you just spawn further and further and further back instead of mixing it up. They never spawn you on the other side of the map or spawn you off to the side to create some chaos. There's never any mix-up. So it really gets you into these situations where you can't even leave the spawn. Because like I said, in this game, the time to kill is so insanely fast. And I also think that is another key factor to why this game is so slow. Because when the time to kill is this fast, you don't want to move. I mean, I'm like a 1 to 2 shot, especially when someone's using an M4 that's completely decked out. You get melted in a blink of an eye. So when you are stuck in the back of the map and the spawns aren't flipping, you just get caught in this cycle where people are just camping on the head glitches, mounted with their guns so they have no recoil, and they're just spraying you down, spraying you down, spraying you down. I think the spawns just need a little bit more of an adjustment. Next is dead silence. I really think this just needs to be made into a perk. I do enjoy the field order. I think it's pretty cool. But, you know, it really does force you into situations where you can't run all the time because the footsteps are so loud. So they either have to continuously tune the footsteps, which they are talking about, which is very good news from Infinity Ward. So I'm very happy that they are recognizing the problems with the footsteps. So hopefully that will be tuned a little bit. But please, just add the dead silence perk back in. I love just being completely silent all the time. It allows me to flank easier, allows me to play a little bit better. I've always ran dead silence on all of my classes. If you've watched me for a while, especially back from Modern Warfare 3 and all these other Call of Duty games, you know that dead silence is my go-to. I use it for everything. So me personally, I was kind of sad when they kind of tossed the perk away and just made it into a field order. But I think it would be definitely helpful for the playstyle of this game if you allowed players to be silent so they can continuously run around the map and approach enemies. Because the footsteps are so loud that people know that you're coming before you're even like halfway there. So they're already prepped up, they're on a head glitch, and they just wait for you to continuously push into their grasp, which gets kind of annoying. So dead silence, I think, would definitely fix some of the issues with the camping in this game. Also, I don't know if you guys agree on this, but for me personally, I think the sprinting is too slow. I love how double sprint feels, but the regular sprint just isn't there. I feel like they should just bump it up a little bit more so we can move a little bit faster in situations, especially in maps where you have to cross streets or cross open fields. You know, sometimes the double sprint doesn't last the full time, and then you have to go back to regular sprint, and by the time you're in regular sprint, you got like 10 sights already on you ready to shoot you down. So I think that the regular sprint should be a little bit faster. Or what my boy Stereo said. He actually said it in one of his recent videos, which was a genius idea, was adding in a marathon perk, which would basically allow your double sprint to last longer. Instead of the perk that's in the game right now that allows you to regenerate your double sprint faster, they should just switch that around and make it so your double sprint just lasts longer. I think that's an outstanding idea by Stereo. That would probably really fix things up in this game. Next is, I really hope that the DLC maps in this game turn out to be some more smaller based maps, because I would say more than half the maps in this game are definitely medium to large scale. And that's okay, but the medium scaled maps tend to feel more like large scale maps as well. So the majority of the time that you're playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare, you just feel like you're playing on massive battlefields, which isn't a bad thing. But I was hoping that they would mix in a few smaller maps as well into the mix, just so we have some variety. You know, Black Ops 4, when I was saying I want different maps, I want wider open maps, I want a change, I wanted it to be a change, but I still wanted 3-lane maps to be in the game as well. I just wanted to mix, because Black Ops 4 was pretty much all 3-lane maps. That's why when the DLC maps were coming out and they were introducing more open maps, I was happy with that. Like Madagascar, even though a lot of people didn't like Madagascar, I personally really enjoyed it because it added some open variety to the, the constant 3-lane map cheese that the game was known for. So hopefully Modern Warfare does mix things up. I don't want to just see all open massive maps in this game. I would like to see them sprinkle in just a little variety, so there is different options to play in this title, and you're not just forced to play one thing all the time. Next is the Claymores, and this is a huge factor in Call of Duty Modern Warfare because Claymores are used by practically everybody, and they are probably the most overpowered thing in this game. Now, it's a very simple thing that they have to do. They just have to nerf them a little bit, and the way that you nerf them, you don't have to do the damage, but just allow it to be a delay by the time it clicks, so you can move away from it if you're in a good enough of a position. But literally, if you open a door and the Claymore's right there, or you turn the corner and the Claymore's right there, you can't react. It's literally click and boom. In less than a second, you're dead. So usually 9 times out of 10, when I see a Claymore, and before it even clicks, when I see the Claymore and I turn the corner, I pretty much just accept my fate. I know that's going to be an L for me because the Claymores usually kill their targets a lot. So I think that they just need a slight little nerf. Now, yes, there is perks to counter the Claymores so you don't die every single time, but I just don't think it's fair that they blow up so fast. I'm not telling Infinity Ward to reduce the damage of the Claymores. I just want it to be more of a delay by the time that it clicks to the time that it blows up, just so you have a little bit of a reaction so you can possibly dodge it if you have a good enough reaction time. And the last thing that I think would really make the pacing of this game a little bit faster is being able to lap your streaks. Now, they did take away streak lapping, which, well, it's not called streak. I don't know what it's called. Streak looping, whatever you want to call it. It's basically just when you can get your streaks over and over and over again in one life. But in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, you can only get one set of streaks per life. So if you already max out your streaks and you get all 3 of them, you can't get any more until you die and start streaking up again. Which, I don't know. For me personally, it's okay. At times, I understand where they're trying to come from. They don't want constant spam of the streaks. But it's already hard enough to get streaks as it is in this game. Like I said, with all the stuff that goes on with this, with the camping and the Claymores and the head glitches, you're dying a lot. Like, a lot. More than half the lobbies that I see, you don't really see people beasting. Like, if I hopped on Black Ops 4 right now, there would be plenty of people popping off with extremely high KDs and having a good time. And then, there are occasional players who are doing worse. They're going negative, or they're just going positive. But in Modern Warfare, it seems like every game, almost everybody besides 1 to 2 people are doing good, Everybody else is just kind of struggling, getting negative KDs or just even a little positive. Nobody's doing absolutely outstanding. So I don't really see too many streaks in my lobbies. So I think looping would be an outstanding idea, especially for people who are trying to get nukes, because having a UAV once per life isn't really that useful to getting it. So if you are able to lap your streaks and get 2 advanced UAVs instead of just 1, that would be very helpful. And also it would be very fun for not only you, but for your team as well. But guys, those are my ideas to help quicken up the pace of this game. Let me know how you all feel about them down in the comment section, and give me some of your ideas as well on what you think can fasten the pace of this game too. Or if you just think this game is fine as it is. Do you think it's already fast-paced enough? Do you like the slow-paced style of this game? Let me know your opinions down below. But if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like. If you hated it, you can always dislike. If you're brand new to the channel and you're from the YouTube search, you can always subscribe if you enjoyed the commentary today. And also, don't forget, if you do subscribe, hit that bell notification button. That helps you get notified on all of my recent uploads. Also, if you just want to catch me chatting with you guys or see some behind-the-scenes saucy clips, you can follow me over on Twitter at JbowenDaMan. And also, if you just want to catch me live streaming some video games, I'm over on Twitch at JbowenDaMan as well. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.